Well, first of all, I can't say what I would say now on television, but I'll just say this. Every single one of you, you know how hard we've worked. I don't need to have people pointing the fingers one thing or another. You get your rear end in there and you play the way you know how to play. We can win the game. We're going to open it up. We're going to go fast tempo. Defense, get after Jordan Love. You can't give him that much time. You do what you're supposed to do, we'll win this game.
All right.
Since the Ring of Honor, Jerry and I, man, I'm on his advisory board now. We're talking on the phone. I talked to him about an hour after his Green Bay loss, and he's talking about what all he needed to do because he's had big decisions on Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn and Dak Prescott. But everything's hunky dory now. So I'm back in the fold with the Cowboys.
Well,
what's going on, Cowboy Faithful? It's your boy DMV back with another one. Yeah, I know I got on burgundy, but I promise it's not the Washington Commanders. This is the U team that I coached this year. And every once in a while, I'll wear some stuff on this channel that represents something to me. You know what I'm saying? I got my DMV hat on right now. I was wearing a Howard hat the last couple of weeks or whatnot because it's Black History Month, and that's my alma mater. So, everything that I wear is going to be with meaning to you guys. But that's beside the point, because you know what else for meaning? This Jimmy Johnson news. When I first saw it, and I saw the article, and I saw the write-up, and I saw the quotes and stuff, I was just like, yes, let's go. I was so excited, man. I was super excited. But then I realized when I heard the actual, when I heard the audio, I was just like, oh, man, like, he just messing around a little bit. But at the same time, it's like, I think there's some half truth to it. So, Jerry being able to call Jimmy after that loss, like they had some words, they had, ran into each other, but that would have never happened without the ring ceremony, So I think the ring ceremony did give Jerry some truth serum, let him know that, hey, things were ran a little bit differently. And I do think that he was running some things by Jimmy. I don't think that there's like a true advisory position or anything like that. But I think it was just two friends amongst each other talking. Like for me, I talk to other married men because I can't go talk to single people. I can't go talk to people that's not going through what I'm going through or haven't gone through what I've gone through. I talk to a lot of older gentlemen. Mark is one of my good friends. I talk to Mark all the time and bounce things off of Mark all the time. And I think that that's what was happening there. But I think that we're running a little bit, too much with this because things are slow right now. We need some news. We need something. We need something to make us feel good. And in typical Cowboy fashion, we're going to run with something. I'm starting to believe that it's not just the organization that is selling spin jobs. I think that it's sometimes us content creators as well, selling spin jobs of things that really, we know it don't make sense, but we know that people are going to talk about it. If Jimmy was truly in an advisory role, I'm pretty sure he would be in the offices with these guys and they'd be in meetings. It sounded like it was a tongue-in-cheek comment in passing, and that's just what it was. It was a phone conversation, and Jimmy was able to joke about it. But if the Cowboys are, taking that serious, here's something that I do think that Jimmy would do in today's game, and this is a perfect segue because I know y'all seen King Henry working out. I know y'all seen King Henry working out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna play it in the background as we're talking. That's what all in looks like to me. I know what all in means, and I know what Jerry said, but truly moving towards the things that to make this team better, I'm always going to offer solutions. I'm a solutions guy. Derrick Henry will be a start. I just put out a video on 3 running back prospects yesterday that I really like. Braylon Allen was the closest to Derrick Henry, but that's only because I don't trust this team to go out and sign Derrick Henry. So if I were to do that, I do think a bigger back that can kind of take some of the pressure off of Dak Prescott could definitely help. Derrick Henry's back in the lab. Everybody's back in the lab, but Derrick trying to he's trying to get his very last contract. So they're doing a good job of spending it. And guess what? I'm buying it. I'm buying it. I've always been a Derrick Henry fan. So let me tell y'all a little something. I'm a huge Zeke Elliott fan. Huge Zeke Elliott fan, right? You might not find a bigger Zeke Elliott fan than me. But I'm also a Derrick Henry fan. I wanted to draft Derrick Henry over Zeke Elliott. Hey, you probably could find a tweet somewhere. I was all in on Derrick Henry in the second round. I really wanted Derrick Henry in the second round. First round, I either wanted Ramsey or I wanted Miles Jack. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was. It probably was Miles Jack before all of the medical stuff popped off the way it did. And guess what? The Zeke Elliott pick worked, and it was a great pick. It's a great pick for us. So I don't want you guys to think that I regret that, but I'm just saying how highly I think of Derrick Henry. I think that could set the tone for what this team is going to become. Because in order to go get a Derrick Henry, now that means that you have to commit to running the football. You're not just going to go get a Derrick Henry and not commit to, to making the run game better. I think that's a move that does that. I think that there are a couple of linebackers. Hey, I'm getting on Balls to Show on Thursday. We're going to talk linebackers. We're going to talk free agents. We're going to talk rookie class. There are a few things we could do with this roster. And I know for a fact if Jimmy was in an advisory role, I think Jimmy would be, trying to make this roster the very best that he could. One move that Jimmy made that we all talk about is the Herschel Walker deal. And that was the deal that really set the Cowboys dynasty up for what it became. And I think that in today's time, I think Jimmy, well, you hearing him, the halftime rant, the guys on this team currently, you don't have very many people that was going to respond to what he said. So you have to go get guys that's going to respond to what he said. You're going to have to go get guys that Jimmy doesn't have to do that in the locker room. They're going to do it themselves. I understand that it's a different game. I understand that it's newer players, but some of the old-fashioned type of football has come back. Linebacker play, running back play. And there's some old-fashioned guys still in the league that are very, very successful at what they do. I think that Dallas has to go out and get them. I think the game has become so patty cake that the teams that committed to going in at the linebacker position, at the running back position, at committing to the run, they're the ones that ended up where they are deep in the playoffs for a chance to win the Super Bowl, including the Kansas City Chiefs. So I think that the approach has to change just a little bit, but we got to be a little bit more aggressive in that field, because we talked about it last year in the beginning, but then we ended up going back to being a little bit pass happy, being a little bit soft. We got to be more physical. That's been a theme. And in order to do that, you got to go get physical players, guys that are willing to stick their nose in there, guys that are willing to, knock people to the ground, guys that are willing to use their pads, guys that are willing to be gritty, and that's who they are walking through that door. But I appreciate y'all, man. Let me know what y'all think, man, about it. I think it's smoke and mirrors of Jimmy being an advisor and all that stuff. I think he was just being a good friend at the moment. But who knows, man? It's Cowboy land. Appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. Peace.